Okoka namiranyanta principle of control na baki na duwaye alama alaya mendi ala palaso ko ala palaso kafu alhamu momenti alaya kaya mbe karambo wala administration o be control na danna linke kende bamin na tanon na bide control na Sheikh ba fere sire mala Sheikh Gabo ala kutubo damma kono wo fo damma kayenta conference wala Sheikh Omar, the degree and the sophistication and the profundity of his level of mental power, intellectual enlightenment, and his simple presentation of one of the most complex issues in this country. Wadama is a big applause for him. Melami sale control na la cambre alfala video. After the example melami sale kana. Katin suara dia amala versatile Gambian who is always out to make sure that whatever is being said about Islam in support of Islam is recorded and it is propagated or disseminated. The Sheikh also control tirelessly contacting and encouraging us to come over. But it has always been my wish that Armitage is established. If we are able to change the mind and the mindset of the Armitagians, the students in Armitage, I think we would be on the safe side of history to build one of the best cities nations in Africa. Bawang yang mau bilang kita jangan jual, kita tidak. Kalau orang itu ambil apakah kita from the government in the last month. Kalau nak tahu yang mana, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me just go in the topic proper as I have just given you a brief introduction concerning the realities that are currently prevailing, that are currently impacting or influencing the life of the Gambian, every Gambian, regardless of its age, social standing, intellectual level, academic standard. Every Gambian is impacted, whether you know it or not, because it is either it is going to drastically negatively influence your life and control your destiny tomorrow, or it is going to be in your interest and protect your basic and primary right for your being. Humanity is zero, is nothing without being. Humanity will never have been existed without being. Humanity would be worthless without any value, without being. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Zariyah, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ وَمَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُمْ مِنْ رِزْقٍ وَمَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُمْ أَنْ يُطْعِمُونِ. Well, actually this verse is enough to tell us why we are here. I mean, to be slaves of Allah. Allah actually doesn't need slavery. Allah detested and hates slavery. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His infinite mercy and benevolent attributes, qualities, Allah always wants us to perfect our humanity as the most intelligent beings, created to take charge of this world and to be our own navigator and pilots towards our own destiny. So this is why your religion, you were created. You were created, and your creation is for a purpose, and that purpose has to be fulfilled in this world, and you are going to be either recompensed painfully or joyfully tomorrow. So obviously the principle of existence itself, or the meaning of coming into this world, is to do the will of the person who created it. And that superior being never asks anything from you that is beyond your powers. But he has created you and empowered you with the mind, with the spirit, with the physical body of interacting with natural forces, and with the mind to be able to discover based on your intelligence. That is endowed. So I think it's clear why we are here. When it is accepted that we are here to do the will of Allah, then whatever is going to be harmful to the fulfillment and the achievement of that aspiration, obviously is your number one enemy. And that number one enemy is called ignorance. Ignorance. You know why we are always in trouble? The whole Gambian political, social, intellectual, spiritual landscape, environment is plagued, is sick, is diseased by chaos and confusion. Everybody is confused. Whether he tells you, he manifests it in his behavior, you see it in his reaction, you see it in his attitude, everybody is confused because the devil's power, the most dangerous power of the devil is called ignorance. When a person is ignorant, is an ignorant person, you can just control and just do whatever you want to do with him. But we think, based on our narrow understanding of the word, which is defined in a dictionary, an ignorant person is somebody who cannot read or who cannot write. This is how we are taught, isn't it? This is how we are taught, and everybody, nobody among us has ever had the courage to say, look, or the curiosity of the mind, and say, look, let me just try to redefine what is the meaning of ignorance. The most simple meaning of ignorance is not to know who you are. Is not to know who you are. Niyama rete mujumati ino jahilo zeke. Wala tinna kata classroom kono kata university to. Ye grade 12 dila ye PhD dila wo meta ke lonnati. Lonna jikole ke lonnati. It is your habit, your conduct, your virtues, your good behavior that makes you into an intellectual. You must know who you are, where you are, why you are, when you are, and where are you going tomorrow. If you are able to put this in one container, you conclude a good meaning out of it, then you are not an ignorant person. As Omar has just, clearly explained to you, the constitutions that is now under so much controversy. We have our allies, the so-called Western educated or Western language linguistically educated guys. Western linguistically educated guys. And I will pronounce it loudly, and I want even the wind to echo my voice right into the Congo. The Western linguistically educated guys. Nko tubabu kama nafu nyawanya ntekela tubabu ti nte mu Gambia mo doron nati a fish cannot become a bird. Nte mu Gambia mo doron nati I must think Gambian, I must think naturally as Islamic, I must think Gambian, I must think naturally Islamically, because Islam is my nature. I'm not belittling their achievements, but I am debunking their way of thinking. Malam fale kumo mwele ba. Man jutu mola de barila miro se jutu no wala otumo na telia do continue. So Walatinna is very important for you to understand that. Gambia, the reality on the ground is complete chaos. The politicians have divided this tiny, harmonious, integrative community into micro sections. You know micro? I think macro is big, micro is small. But we are now going into that negative micro, multi-micro stuff. Politicians will massive. Obey for them to get your franchise, your freedom, your empowerment. For them to put you back into chains. They decide, 58 of them, they decide your destiny and give you the chains for you to chain yourself once more. Minaka wanati. Manna maro ninyanta minkela. Walakin the realities in the Gambia, I'm not saying the Gambia is not an Islamic community. The Gambia is never an Islamic state. But the Gambia is predominantly an Islamic community. I'll say an example of when Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam migrated to Medina, he created an Islamic community, not a state. Tilka ummatukum ummatul wahida wa ana rabbukum fa'buduni. This is your nation. Even among the birds and among the animals, the Quran defines them as a nation. وَمَا مِنْ دَابَّةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا طَائِرٌ يَطِيرُ بِجَنَاحَيْهِ إِلَّا أُمَمٍ أَمْثَالُكُمْ. There is no animal on the earth and birds flying in the sky except they are a nation unlike country. I think this is very clear. So this is why we are an Islamic community. And predominantly, we control the majority statistically. Because it is democracy, as they say. An undemocratic democracy. And undemocratic democracy. Democracy means that is too undemocratic. But that undemocratic position of democracy is created by your own voluntary ignorance. It wouldn't have happened. Because in an Islamic community, it is not the number which counts. It is the responsible citizenship that counts. Islam o buka kontero ke number sulla. Kafo ko 199% muntolati. 1% mumodolati. No. In an ideal Islamic kafo miya lonka betamaka alanin kila la silola. There is what is called almost absolute justice. The minority tige, majority tige. Even the minority number numerically, they are more protected than in their own community. So in the Gambia, we are living in a state of chaos. The realities are not encouraging anyway. And it is you, the youth, you are the brain of the people, the Ummah, who we want to make and orientate you so that you can be the drivers of the nation tomorrow. I think you are with me. Are you with me? Yes. So al-halo meant to be constitution or do I define Jannah? It is a set of rules that govern a state. A set of rules. But okay, I beg to differ a bit. What is the difference between a law and a rule and a principle? I want to test and challenge your curiosity and your ability to go into the dictionary. What is the difference between a rule? Can you change a rule?